So the discipline started to take over my life, and the way that I thought on discipline, I was raised like this is mental programming. I was raised that you can't do what you want until you do what you gotta do. So I can't play the game. I can't go outside. I can't talk to my friends until I do my chores, until I do my homework, until everything is clean and I get permission. And I wouldn't give myself permission to just be because I was so disciplined.
Let's go!
What's going on, my people, my people? Welcome back. It's FMF Podcast.
Yo.
Man. So we got a real one for you. I want to go ahead and bring this up. Can you overdo discipline? Can you overdo discipline? Because that is one of the core elements that you're going to have to instill in yourself in order to bring out any type of success in your life in anything that you want. Anything, even when it comes to self and self-care. You got to be disciplined enough to give yourself what it is that you need. Now, can you overdo discipline? Can you overdo discipline? Before we go into it, I know we don't normally do this, but I'm going to just give the dictionary term of definition of discipline. And it says, the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. And that's where the sentence is a lack of proper parental and school discipline. It says a branch of knowledge, typically one studied in higher education. What's your discipline? What's your major? So basically what this saying is discipline is action or inaction that is regulated to be in accordance with a particular system of governance. Discipline is commonly applied to regulated human and animal behavior to a society or environment it belongs to. That kind of went in a circle of what we're trying to get to. But discipline is basically doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. To have discipline, first of all, I want to break the myth that discipline is a bad thing. A lot of people go away from discipline simply because it has a negative connotation towards it when you have to get whippings or time out or you get something taken away from you as a child. It's considered discipline, which it is.
Yeah, especially in our community.
Yeah, it's discipline. So we become rebellious to the term in itself, but discipline is a great thing because you need discipline. You need to be able to control yourself. Now, is there such thing as overdoing discipline? Can you overdo discipline?
Yeah and no. It's yeah and no, especially when it comes to the slaving the kid, beat them until you can't move. Dang, that's too much discipline.
Based on what you just read.
That's too much discipline. Dang. It's enough. You beat them enough. Yeah. I guess it's dang. Because I didn't think of it that way until you actually said to the kids, like, yeah, that's too much discipline. Because I was going to go say no, but that's just,
Because I wasn't even thinking about discipline in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then when you start reading the definition, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. Discipline goes to as many different categories that discipline goes into. So, yeah, let's open it up, fellas. Is there such thing as overdoing discipline? Can you overdo discipline?
You know what? Yeah. If it goes to the fitness, I go first with the fitness. Yeah, I think so. I think you can go to a point where you stress too much, you put too much discipline into your nutrition and too much discipline into working out that it's not even enjoyable. It's just, it comes too much of an addiction. I believe you have a little bit of addiction to it because my myth, and when it comes to this fitness game, if you get to to the higher levels, to these bodybuilders and all that stuff, you got to be a little bit crazy and obsession.
You have to be obsessed.
You do. It's not. I'm not saying in a negative way.
Right.
But you got to be obsessed to do that stuff. Their discipline level is ridiculous. And there's fine lines in some of these bodybuilders and these people that want to stay so fit and so lean and so cut up that you can get to the point where you're too cut up that you can die. You're depriving your body of too much water and nutrients. So it's for real, man. So in that instance, that kind of discipline is kind of bad. It's kind of scary at some point. But people just get so dedicated to it. That's why I don't stress it that much. I just want to live long and look good. I ain't trying to be, dang, I ain't that bold. So sometimes that discipline can go a little bit too strong, too how I want to say it. Too scary. It gets scary. It gets. People around you will start look at you like, all right, man, it's okay to work out some, but dang, you need to have a life. You need to chill sometimes, man. You can work yourself into death.
Don't kill yourself towards what it is that you want.
Some of that discipline is too much when it comes. Sometimes when it comes to that fitness, just have a little regimen, but discipline can be kind of take over your life and you be not enjoyable like you were talking about. Enjoying your life and doing things that you want to do. That discipline is it can go a little bit overboard, man.
And they can do the same thing when it comes to finances too.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to finances, man, of course you want to save money. We get some love and everything. But we get dang, that kind of threw me off a little bit.
When you discipline towards the finances.
When you discipline towards your finances and you kind of overdo it, you always saving. You might always kind of depriving yourself when you're not even enjoying. And this is the thing I try to tell people, like, especially being like a financial coach. Like, of course, you want to have your plan on how you want to get to your end financial goal. You want to get your plan, set it up. But I always say try to budget something out so you can have some fun and do the things that you want to do as well. Because what good is it if you putting all this time and effort into just trying to get to this financial goal, you're not enjoying life, and then boom, you gone. You know what I'm saying?
You can't take that money with you. It's already gone.
You can't take the money with you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be spending it.
You know,
I spend it.
And look. So the people that you leave the money behind too, they got the money, but they don't got no memories with you.
At all.
They don't got nothing other than money that you leave to them, or instilling principles and things like that into them. So for me, you could overdo it with your discipline in the financial aspect as well, because you got to enjoy life, man. Like G was saying, like Trey was saying. Got to find a way to enjoy life and find that proper balance. You know what I'm saying? It's about the balance at the end of the day, because you got to be disciplined to achieve anything. So you have to have some type of discipline.
Right.
But you still want to be able to enjoy life and do the things that you want to do. So finding that proper balance to get to where you want to go is the biggest thing.
I love how you guys have brought this in, because it was like, you know what, I cater to you because you're like, you know what, let me tap into the fitness area. Right. And as coaches, we're like, okay, let's tap into our niches, our professions, right? And it's like, wow. So when it comes to the discipline, I thought about this because this is one of the things that I had to harbor on when I became an entrepreneur, when I became a coach, when I set out for all of these things, and I got big goals now. You gotta have discipline in order to strive towards something, especially a journey of self. You know what I mean? These things are not given to you. These things will have to be worked towards. You're going to have to learn along the way. You're going to have to do some things that you haven't done before. You're going to try some stuff, experiment some stuff. It's going to be a lot of new experiences. It's going to be you getting out of your comfort zone and all of this good stuff. You're going to have discipline to do some of the grunt work that you don't want to do or you're not comfortable with, in order to get the results that you're working towards. Now, in the mindset realm, with me, I became a workaholic. I got too strenuous on myself. You're your biggest cheerleader, but you're also your biggest critic. And you're more than likely, you're gonna face the most pressure from yourself. So I faced the most pressure from myself I don't want to break under my own pressure.
Right.
I can handle all of the outside stuff, but it's the stuff that was within that started beating on me. And it was like, yo, like no matter how I feel, fuck how I feel. No matter what I'm going through, still go. I'm sick, yeah, still get your ass up and get out there and do something. Okay, all right, well, there's some things I want to do, yeah, but you got stuff that you got to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the discipline started to take over my life, and the way that I thought on discipline, I was raised like this is mental programming. I was raised that you can't do what you want until you do what you gotta do. So I can't play the game. I can't go outside. I can't talk to my friends until I do my chores, until I do my homework, until everything is clean and I get permission. And I wouldn't give myself permission to just be because I was so disciplined.
Yeah, I like that.
So with that mental programming that carried into adulthood, now I have something that I'm striving towards. I do believe that you can overdo discipline. I think you can balance it out by realizing that you have to be disciplined towards yourself as well. You have to be disciplined in the sense that, like you said, it's basically just a regimen. So with that, within your regimen, don't take yourself out of the equation. Don't take yourself out of the equation. Right. You are meant to live life, enjoy life. You want to get the success, but you want to enjoy the success as well. It's going to be meaningless if you sacrifice all of you, everything that you already, because you already possess everything that you need for life.
Right.
It's going to be meaningless to get to another level and you just sacrifice everything that you already have. Because once you get there, then you're going to be looking like, okay, where's everything else? You done took away everything. You done script your whole life to get this one end goal. You get there, and then it's like...
friends, family, your wants, everything is on the ground because you focused on one thing.
If you don't believe that, think about all these celebrities that got millions of dollars. They got the fame, the fortune. It seems like they got everything. They commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not everything, man.
It's not money isn't everything. Money is a necessity. Mm-hmm. Money could provide the lifestyle that you want, but you're not supposed to kill yourself to get money. I want to take that out of our mentality because there was a period of time before there was money. And before that, how did we live? We still had a sense of community. Mm-hmm. There was still rules and things. There was still a discipline. If you didn't kill, you didn't eat. You didn't hunt, you didn't eat, and things of that nature. Yeah, but we still knew how to enjoy and be present. All right, we still knew how to laugh. We knew how to, let me sit under the shade of this tree real quick. Let me rest. I wouldn't allow myself to rest because I'm so disciplined. If I'm woke, if my eyes are open, then there's something that I could be doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like at all times. Like it started to be completely transparent. It started to mess with my marriage. It started to mess with, my loved ones because I wouldn't give them any time of day because I got too much that I need to be doing. I was depriving myself. So this topic came to me because I recently had to quarantine because of the current disease that's out. My wife, unfortunately, has been diagnosed with it. And since I'm in close quarters, I had to quarantine alongside her. Mm-hmm. So in that moment, I was like, I'm going to take some time for me. Let me just chill for a good little minute. Just this brief, because it's a set amount of time. Uh-huh. So with this set amount of time, what am I going to do? And I was like, man.
Be productive.
I want to be productive.
But 50, half and half, I guess.
Right. So what am I being productive towards? Again, in the wrap-up episode, I said I don't want to start this year off tired. I don't want to start this year off tired. I need to give myself time to rest. This time, in an unfortunate matter, but there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. So it's unfortunate, but I now have this time I had PTO from the job. I had enough sales from Shine. I've had enough money to where I don't have to stress money, right? I got my health because I'm fine. Unfortunately, my wife is the one who's sick, so I got to take care of her. But majority of the time, I'm just making sure that she's getting her rest, make sure she sleep. Other than that, is what I'm gonna do with me. So I rested. I love to play the game. That's some of the things that I like to do. Like I started.
What games you playing, man?
God of War.
Oh, but he said it quick.
God of War. That joint crazy, bro.
PS5?
I'm on the 4. I'm on the 4. I ain't get a 5. I ain't splurging like that. That's not a necessity right now.
That's your guilty pleasure, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Exactly.
Right.
And I don't have to feel guilty about it.
Oh. That's good, man.
You know what I mean? So play the game, I rested, and then with now that I've given to myself, I've fulfilled myself. I'm recharged. I got more energy. Now,
I'll tackle the world.
now I can instill more discipline in other areas, but it's a discipline to be able to give to yourself. You have to be disciplined enough to stick yourself in that regimen. Because a lot of times, fellas, we lose sense of self trying to provide for ourselves and others. We're so focused on the provide and protect that we don't pay attention to who we providing and protecting. So you gotta give to yourself, and we've already said it a couple times: is you can't pour from an empty cup, and nobody's gonna be able to give to you like you. So within your discipline, pay attention to you, pay attention to your body, and pay attention to your mind and your spirit. Them three makes the whole being: mind, body, and spirit. All right. So if your body is achy, there's always going to be a time where you could persevere, but I want you to start really like paying attention. Like, no, I don't need to persevere. I don't need to do more. I don't need to hit it or shake it off. Maybe I need to just chill the fuck out right now. Or when it comes to the mind, if you're having a repeated theme, it's because you're tired. We're human, and even robots crank out. You know what I mean? So allow yourself to rest. Recharge, get it off your mind, you know what I'm saying? And it don't take much. It don't have to take much, but the longer you put yourself to the side, the more you're gonna need from you. So the longer you put yourself to the side, the more it's gonna take for you to recharge.
Right.
So the longer you put yourself off, the longer it's gonna take for you to get back in. And let me tell you, if you don't prioritize yourself, it's harder, it's easier to keep up momentum than it is to rebuild and regain momentum. Anchor is a podcast platform that we are on. The FMF podcast is on and available to you right now. We have a goal with that one. We're trying to reach over 50 listeners. So if you're busy and you can't sit here and watch the video episodes, please go to Anchor and just check it out, and you can listen to us on the go. Because
So that goes into some of the discipline in just staying on track. Okay. So discipline is good in some instances.
Discipline is awesome, and you need it.
But you need to slow down. It's my favorite line. One of my favorite lines is a fine line between it. You having too much discipline and having too little discipline. So you gotta figure out your pros and cons and figure out your goals and figure out what you're willing to sacrifice and what you really need in life. Those is what you really gonna have to.
And then
really
you can
dig deep into.
you can fine tune your discipline. Like, what do you really need to be disciplined towards? Like I said,
prioritizing. That's it.
Come on,
prioritizing. Another thing I want to talk about, and this is the pro discipline, and kind of like what I try to implement. Trey got an amazing 24-hour calendar. And 24 hours is a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a long time. There's really no reason you shouldn't be able to get everything you need to get done in the 24 hours. So, but the thing is, we don't visualize it. We don't write it out.
No.
So when you put it down on paper and you kind of stay disciplined to that schedule, you can find time for yourself. You can take an hour for yourself. And now you might got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just have that, that
first hour of the
that
day.
hour 5 to 6 before the kids wife.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wake up. But you get up at 5, that's my hour to myself. That I do whatever. I'm gonna play the game, I'm gonna meditate, do whatever.
Yeah.
Take that 5 to 6 and then you get started with your day. Or if you're a night person, you take your 12 to 1 o'clock.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That night. That's my hour time where I'm gonna just do whatever I want to. But making sure you prioritize what's most important, and then just writing everything out, writing your schedule and everything out. Like I always talk about schedule is so important,
right?
Because it is, man, and being able to stick to it, because then you'll get everything that you need to get done.
Yep, and you won't feel guilty at all for giving to yourself.
At all.
At all. So
that makes sense, y'all.
That calendar would be my bad, bro. That calendar would be added in the description.
Yeah.
I will give y'all the 24-hour calendar. That's a resource I have that's free for you if it works for you, or if you need some help with how to fill it out. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you just starting off doing that, it's gonna get hectic because you're gonna feel like you need to fill every slot. You don't have to fill every slot. That slot that you can't fill or you can't find what you need to be doing in that moment, that's your chill time. Don't try to fill it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to be going every hour, every minute. That's where you start to stress yourself out, you know what I'm saying, internally. And then it comes out on the external.
Yeah.
So that will be in this description. And that is a powerful tool that I started doing because it, like you said, you could visualize now. It's like, oh, I see where I have time. Because really, what you're doing is repeatedly thinking about the stuff that needs to be done. And that prolongs the time it takes to actually do it. Versus setting an hour out to do this one task. And it's like, well, I did it in 20 minutes. Now you got another 40 minutes. You know,
exactly.
You just move on to the next task. And if you had 3 tasks that you needed to do, and let me tell you, everything that you have on your task list is not something that has to happen. It doesn't, like, it's not, like you said, prioritizing. When you come to the prioritizing, I don't see why you would leave yourself as not a priority.
True. Especially your health, man.
Especially your health.
We gotta make sure we stay on top of our health as men.
Yes, Lord.
Because that's one thing, and G could kind of speak to that like a little bit more too. But like, we don't really talk about our health like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do the checkups and you know, and making sure that, you know, we're good.
Yep.
And we only got one body, man. We gotta treat this thing like our temple.
It is.
And we got to do a better job. So like you talking about prioritizing, man, health and self and mental health and all that stuff should be right there at the top of the list every single day.
Right.
Everyone does.
Yep.
That's why it's
Man,
FMF,
body,
man.
and spirit, bro.
Yeah.
That's why we call this FMF, man. These 3 right here, the fitness, the mind, and your finance, man. Those 3 are the core, man.
Yeah.
So, man, if you ain't got all 3 of them at the top of your priorities, bro, then
I know what you're doing.
I'm scared for you. Yeah, I'm really scared for you. That's not, these 3 ain't on your priority list, and I think you need to go talk to somebody. You need to,
You need
man.
to talk to us. You know
Exactly. We the ones that are black men are dying at the youngest, but you don't want to check on your fitness and your nutrition at a doctor, man. You got insurance? You got
just
a job,
put it
man?
off to the side, huh?
Yeah, just put it there. I'll check it tomorrow. All right, tomorrow you ain't gonna be here.
Yeah.
You better
Think it's a
figure
joke?
that out. You think it's a joke, man? Y'all, they taking us out earlier and earlier, man. That's one of the topic. Just stay disciplined on your nutrition, man. Ain't gonna dip off of that. But just stay disciplined on your fitness and your nutrition, your mind, and your mindset and your finance. Just stay serious on it, man. We laugh, we joke about this all the time. But this is with a serious face. Get serious about it. Because I don't like to see nobody going early and leaving this earth over something that can be preventable.
Exactly.
You're not staying disciplined on something that you can just stop.
Right.
I'd rather any of my homeboys, any of my family members, the doctor to come in and say how he died. Man, he was just old.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
Natural causes.
The day that one of these guys go, if it's before me, I go back, yo, what happened? Yo, he was just, You old, man. That's it. No sickness. No, he just old.
Right.
90-some 100 years. He's
Passed
old.
away in his sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just gone. He was healthy. He just was old. That's why I want to see how any of my people around me want to go, man. I want to prevent anything else, man. I want to live a long, healthy life, functional. That's all I care about, man.
Absolutely.
Real talk, man.
And stress is the main cause of all of the other ailments that lead to an untimely demise. So don't stress yourself by being over disciplined on certain things at all, you know, because I mean, like you said, you only got one body, you only get one life. Listen, you're not supposed to stress it. You're not supposed to only be focused on money. What do you want money for? You know what I'm saying? How are you providing?
Your why?
You gotta focus on your purpose. Come on, bro. Every time. Every time, bro.
Purpose.
That purpose will give you the drive, the momentum, and it gives you the clarity of what you're doing and why, and then that discipline to stick to it will come into play. But you still have to prioritize yourself, because that's a discipline in itself. Is given to yourself to make sure that you're good in order to be able to have the discipline for everything else that you're trying to bring out. You can't do nothing from a disabled place. You gotta make sure that you're good in order to go out here and do the amazing things that you have in you in order to be able to accomplish the things that you set forth. You know what I mean? So don't overdo your discipline. Have discipline, but don't overdo it to the point where you're breaking and you're falling apart. And if you feel like you're at that point, fellas, reach out to us.
Facts.
All right? Don't overdo this discipline. Enjoy life. Make something happen. All right?
All right, good, man.